Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2 of my reaction to A Fortune in Lies and Status Seeker from Dream Theater's first album. So I just listened to both of those songs all the way through. That is part 1. Link is in the comments and the description. Now, I said it at the end of part 1, but I'm going to end up going through all Dream Theater, you guys. I have to. I can just tell already there's going to be too much good material. I just can't miss any of it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've heard some Dream Theater stuff. I've seen Dream Theater live, but I was never that huge fan that kind of just went back and listened to all of their stuff. I don't know why. I mean, I love John Petrucci. I love the band as a whole. They're all super, super talented. My brother and my dad, super into the band. I'm sure they've heard everything from them. But I was definitely that guy that was kind of more, pick and choose a few songs here and there. But as I learned with Rush and as I've learned with other bands, there's too much. Man, with a band like this and many, many other bands, there is an absolute gold mine waiting to be discovered if you just dig in and go through the entire discography. And that's just what you have to do. And it's so fun to see the evolution of a band. So hearing modern Dream Theater and going back and hearing this, different vocalist, different keyboard player, it's a totally different world, but it's also familiar. Right? So this is totally an 80s sound to this. It's not as, well, man, Fortune and Lies was definitely proggy and awesome, and time changes and tempo changes and just crazy, crazy stuff. But man, Status Seeker, that song, I love it. It has that 80s feel to it. And I was guys, I'm not going to make this comparison all the time, but I have to say, I thought it had a sort of Grace Under Pressure sound to it with the overall feel of the music, but some of the melodies and some of the structure and stuff like that, which I absolutely love. Man, that 80s sound, geez, awesome. The vocals, not James LaBrie, so it's not familiar in that sense. I thought they were great. I mean, I thought they sounded, they just fit. They just fit with the style. And guys, there's so much talent in this band. Of course, you know that. Mike Portnoy, awesome. I wish the drums would have been a little bit more in your face, a little more snappy, a little more punchy. Now, I know people have complained that on later albums they're too in your face, and Mike Portnoy was kind of selfish with it, and he had his drums mixed a little too loud and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think that there was kind of more of a thin feel to this, and even on the guitar, a lot of the stuff just kind of felt a little thinner, which again kind of fits the era and it fits all that. But even so, even without it being super punchy and super overproduced, just beautiful. Man, I cannot get over how good that song is, Status Seeker. My gosh, as soon as this video is over, you guys, I guarantee you I'm going to go turn it on again. I'm going to listen to it all the way through. Now, John Petrucci, and guys, fair warning here, if you're sticking around on the channel, if you're going to be watching these videos, as a guitar player, I do tend to talk about the guitarist in these bands a lot. But John Petrucci always does this thing, or not always, but quite frequently does this thing where he'll just kind of like walk up and he'll hit notes on different strings. And he'll just, he'll play one and jump a string, and he'll do this thing, and then he'll just keep walking up. That sort of like walking up, ascending feel that he does with the string jumps is so fantastic, and I love that. And I love hearing it back at the very beginning of his career, because he still does it. Now, John Petrucci has gotten so much more polished and so much more refined and so much more just bad to the bone. And of course, his guitar tone's gotten heavier and his playing's gotten faster. But there's something about this sound. There's like a rawness to it that sucks me in. And it's kind of cool because a lot of times, as a guitar player, you can hear other guitar players who've been doing this for years and years and years and years, and they now have such huge budgets and such a long production time span. And it's just like perfect. And it can be so discouraging because you're like, man, why don't I sound like that? Why can't I be this way? So to hear kind of like a rawness to it, all the talent is still there, but you're hearing it more stripped down. You're hearing it kind of stripped back, So like Rush's first album, it's so, I used the word primitive. And so like this compared to modern Dream Theater, it's like, I love Joe Satriani, and when I listen to his new stuff versus his original album, like when I listen to Not of This Earth, I'm kind of like, man, that's kind of raw, and it's cool because it's real. And so hearing these guys in this sort of a way, it's awesome, man. I love it. It's so, yeah, I'm excited for this journey, you guys. I'm excited to just kind of go through it, hear everything, hear the production change, hear the band change, hear the progression in their writing, just everything. It's going to be awesome. And of course, if they're like many other bands, there's going to be more of a polish and more of a focus. And so I'm really, really excited to see how that changes album to album and with different lineups and stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. Guys, stick around for it, please. Man, if you're a Dream Theater fan, it's going to be a lot of fun. For me, I know it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to just have my mind absolutely blown. It's a guarantee with this band that it's going to be just, yeah, one of those life-changing things that I have to do. And I'm looking forward to the inspiration too. I'm looking forward to hearing stuff that makes me go, man, I got to just pick up my guitar and I have to figure that out. And I got to just, oh man. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a challenge. It's really a challenge to kind of make myself grow as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far, please leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to me hearing, because I know that sometimes you guys have that song that you just cannot wait for somebody to hear, and I love reading those comments. And let me know if you have any stories of the bands or any stories of like going to shows or particular album that you really enjoyed, any of that stuff. I love interacting with you guys. I love reading comments and all that sort of stuff. Makes it feel more of like a friendship. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope to see you next time. See you later.